So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. They've got Nick Colathis. Tony Allen is out there with John Lure. Then there's Kufis, and it's Udrich in at the 1 spot. He dishes it to Allen. Here's Colathis. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. And down it goes, jamming that one home. Nice hops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got to pass to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Draymond Green, who's checked in for Spates. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Sean Livingston. And Steph Curry subbed in for Leandro Barbosa.
Well, you know, for teams in the NBA nowadays, it's all about getting bang for your buck. I mean, Mike Conley out of Ohio State, one of the great value contracts in the league, and with all the analytics and general managers looking for value, Memphis happy to have an all-star caliber player like him still locked up through 2016.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And you have to give Mike Conley, Steve, an awful lot of credit for the emergence of the Grizzlies. I think it's a factor in the Western Conference.
Yeah, Kevin, I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. Probably doesn't get enough credit, but his progression as a player at both ends, year after year, he just seems to get better, and he provides that poise and leadership that his club needs.
And here is Lee after the 3-pointer from Stephen Curry. And Bogut sends it back. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, interestingly, guys, Stephen Curry got angry last season when the GMs of the league ranked him the 3rd best shooting guard in the NBA. He said, I've heard people ever since high school saying, quote, I'm too small. I can't play point guard. Now I'm not a true point guard? Well, I'm certainly not a stereotypical pass-first point guard, but the way I can run the show will manifest itself. Kevin?
The great ones always find that motivation. Thanks, Doris. And it's Conley penetrating. The second chance effort. And it's sent back by Bogut. Thompson passes to Curry. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Curry's got 7 points for the quarter. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And we're also seeing a lot of fast break hoops, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points.
Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And now a 7-point Warrior lead.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Harrison Barnes, the 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. He's got prototypical size and athleticism for that small forward position. Still developing his overall game, but he's got enormous potential.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And it's Conley penetrating. Clanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Conley's got 8 points.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. And he's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Warriors leading by 5. Here's Curry. And it's blocked by Conley. From deep three-point range. The offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. Launches it. Right side Curry. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. Lee kicks to Green. He feeds it to Conley. Traps in the tray. Now just a 2-point Warrior lead.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his first foul. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for the Warriors. The Grizzlies also making a change. Udrich is checked back in. From 11 feet away, Gasol. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
Yeah, they're getting to the line an awful lot in this quarter, and it's not an accident. They've been very aggressive.
Yeah, it's been very intentional. I mean, they've picked up the aggression, and it could get them out of this hole.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Lee comes in for Green, and it's Iguodala in for Barnes. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Allen dishes to Lure, and it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Golden State. Memphis also making some changes. Kufis checked in for Gasol. And it's Nick Calathis in for Lee. Spates kicks to Barbosa. And here's Iguodala outside. Again, Iguodala missing. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Kufis the pass to Allen. Leaps for it. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
There's 18 seconds left in the first half of basketball. 9 feet out. That one rolling around and rims out. Here's Calathis. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here.
24 seconds.
And we're through 2 here in a good one. Warriors lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
You know, Curry is playing extremely well. 15 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Thompson and Barnes, the 2 and 3. Down low, it's Green and Bogut. And it's Curry in at the point. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Good work defensively by Conley.
Well, as you know, there are polls for just about everything in sports. Last year, Steph Curry was actually voted as the most trustworthy player in the league.
The Warriors lead. They grab their own miss. Here's Barnes. Green with the block. They retain possession. Curry with another miss.
4 straight misses. They've got to find a way to get back on track.
For the lead. No good from Lee. You talked about trust in Steph Curry. It seemed he was able to trust his ankles a bit more last year.
Yeah, that had been a...
Oh!
Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
They've been fighting to get back into it, chipping away little by little, and it's paid off.
Well, kind of an interesting paradox for Jeff Green. He's much better offensively playing at the power forward spot as a spread 4, but defensively he's much better guarding 3s.
And now let's check in on the 2 guards from around the league and see which one of them is playing the stingiest defense over the span of the last 10 games. You look at Lee, 5th in the NBA, very crafty player.
Well, this is a very intense group. You know, those steals haven't come by accident. They've gotten them through the effort they're willing to expend on that aspect of the game.
Right on. I mean, they're lockdown defenders, all of them. As gritty a group of guys as you can have on the perimeter.
That's his second personal foul.
And Jeff Green, not a big rebounder, struggles guarding in the low block. What do you think, Clark, is his best position?
You know, it's hard for me to say, Kevin. I think he's probably just a 3/4. I think at the 4 he has a little bit more of a quickness advantage. So I would probably look to playing him at that position.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, he's watching his club miss a lot of shots that they normally make, and that has to be frustrating. So I think he's going to call this timeout just to try to see if they can be more aggressive, get them to the free throw line, maybe.
Sometimes that's the best solution for them, but ultimately I think they'll be able to shoot themselves out of this slump. But in the meantime, maybe getting to the free throw line will help.
You know, they haven't been able to...
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow. I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Grizzlies have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
Excellent game we've seen from Mike Conley. He has 14 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Here's Randolph. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got his 5th rebound in this one. It's Thompson off the drive.
People knew that he could shoot the ball coming out of college, but I don't think teams knew that Klay Thompson would develop into the dead-eye shooter that he's become. He is a flat-out laser, and he can go to get into zones where he just doesn't miss, whether he's open or well guarded.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his first personal foul.
Let's take a look at Marc Gasol, some stats for him. This is the kind of play they love to see from him when he's just controlling things out there. He's averaging 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. What incredible numbers. He's been a beast.
Yeah, one of the truly elite players at the top of his game, Steve. He's a marvel when he gets it going. Well, it's really hard to find a more pure, accurate shooting stroke than Klay Thompson. I mean, every season over 40% from distance, but he's working to diversify his offensive game. You know, he's posting up and using his ball handling skills to get inside something.
To the left wing. Curry wide open. Another shot. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Thompson with the bucket. And Thompson worked hard on his explosiveness and finishing. He predicted, Steve, a poster dunk last season and delivered against Kyle Singler. Remember that with the Pistons?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, he's been trying to go inside more. And last year, he thought, you know, he'd have to work at it to get to the line more. Only averaged about 2 free throw attempts per game for his career. So that's the next step for him to be more aggressive attacking.
Got a piece of it. The Grizzlies trail by 6. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Green. Green's got 3 assists now in this one.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up that possession.
Curry with it. Conley picks him up. There's the double team with Randall. The drive by Green.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. Lee comes in for Harrison Barnes. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.